I'm Tracy Baxter with today's Record Newswatch. Merchants and shoppers in Uptown Kingston are raising their voices over what they say are overly aggressive parking meter attendants. And according to the numbers compiled from ticket sweeps, the City of Kingston meter attendants have so far this year written out more than double the number of tickets than were issued all of last year. And the anger over the parking meter ticketing has led to a petition drive containing more than 300 signatures from people who want the city to revise its parking meter ticketing policy. Look for more on the story here at Record Online and in tomorrow's Times-Herald Record. Within the past several days, 2 people took their own lives by jumping off Hudson River bridges in our area. The incidents have drawn attention to the increased incidence of suicide, something the Mental Health Association of Orange County has been working hard to confront through programs that include a 24-hour helpline and suicide prevention training called QPR. That stands for Question, Persuade, and Refer. MHA Division Director Angela Jo Hens says prevention can happen when we act on our concerns for those around us who show signs of isolation and depression.
I think the greatest gift is when someone actually takes the time to let you know how they're thinking and how they're feeling and where they're at and what kind of supports they need. And sometimes we think there should be an exact sign or exact symptom, but it's just listening and caring and providing that support that often discovers where that person's really at. So we ask you to act on it, and we'd rather you make the call and we can be supportive if there's any concerns that you have with prying into someone's life, because at this point we want to make sure that there's hope for them to understand that as a community we're there to support them.
The 24-hour Mental Health Association helpline number is 1-800-832-1200. The text for teens confidential number is 845-391-1000. Researchers say incidents of suicide are on the rise, especially among baby boomers. And according to the Centers for Disease Control, more people die as the result of suicide than are killed in motor vehicle crashes. An Ulster County man has been sentenced to 15 years in prison for the rape of a homeless woman last year. 25-year-old Torwan McLean had been convicted on a first-degree rape charge for the sexual assault in Kingston's Forsyth Park last June. The Ulster County District Attorney's Office said the victim assisted law enforcement in the successful prosecution of the case and has since been able to secure safe housing and employment. Complaints of heroin sales in the Broadway Down Street area of Kingston brought members of the City Police Special Investigations Unit to that neighborhood, where they reportedly watched as Maria Velez was carrying out a drug deal. Officers moved in and arrested the 46-year-old Saugerties woman and seized more than 20 bags of heroin along with what they called a sizable amount of cash. Velez was charged with felony drug sale and possession when sent to Ulster County Jail without bail. What can police do when they respond to a call involving someone overdosing on heroin or painkillers? Well, about 85 officers received training Tuesday at the Business Resource Center in the town of Ulster on how to use the medication naloxone. That is now being made available to police and emergency responders that they can administer to save a life. The training is part of Governor Andrew Cuomo's initiative to combat the rising use of heroin and opiates, and as well as the resulting overdoses. Kingston firefighters have started using naloxone and have already saved a couple of lives as a result. A pair of arrests made during Tuesday night's concert at Bethel Woods. 52-year-old Stephen Morris of Smallwood was charged with harassment after he allegedly punched a security officer in the head when the officer spotted him urinating in public. And another concert goer, Michael Starr of Mamaroneck, was charged with animal cruelty for leaving his dog locked in a hot vehicle with no windows open and no food or water. Good Samaritan saw the dog in the vehicle and notified police. The post office on Route 17M in Monroe is a step closer to being renamed in tribute to a CIA officer from our area who died in a motor vehicle accident during an assignment in Ethiopia back in 2003. The House of Representatives has unanimously approved a bill sponsored by local Congressman Sean Patrick Maloney that would rename the post office to honor the service of Greg David Wenzel, Monroe Woodbury High School graduate who joined the CIA after 9/11.
Greg Wenzel represents an entire generation who bravely served their country who answered the call to service following the attacks of September 11th. He sought a career at the agency for two reasons: to serve his country and to, quote, live for a greater purpose than himself. To live for a greater purpose than himself. That is a legacy and expression of service that we can all learn from.
The CIA honored Wenzel and his service by placing a star on their memorial wall, but it was not until later in 2009 that the full story of his service could be made public. And Saturday will be wedding day for 18th District Congressman Maloney. He will wed his longtime partner, Randy Florkey, in Cold Spring. Maloney is one of 7 openly gay or bisexual members of Congress and the second of those current office holders to get married. He and Florkey have 3 children. We'll be seeing warm temperatures for the rest of the week. Thursday will be partly sunny with the highs in the upper 80s. Pretty much the same story for Friday with partial sunshine and temperatures topping out in the 80 to 85 degree range. Well, stay informed by starting your day with the Times-Herald Record and stay connected to breaking news throughout the day right here at Record Online. For Record Newswatch, I'm Tracy Baxter.